Let's see if we can't do something about my boredom.
Alright, this fight. This is a fun time. I don't know if you pick up on the subtlety of my voice there, a little bit of sarcasm. This commentary is being recorded after the fact because I got tired of dying over and over, and I was having the best time chatting it up, and then I would die and I'd lose all that. The thing about this fight is most of the attacks of these enemies can't be blade grasped, which is, you know, your number one weakness in a Ramza Must Die style playthrough. Some folks calls it a solo Ramza. I calls it a Ramza Must Die. Like these little feather bombs, these asshole birds are dropping on me. Those can't be blade grasped. The hydras that you see standing up there, they have a melee attack that actually can be, but I need auto potion because otherwise this happens. So yeah. And the biggest culprit is Worker 7 himself, which is that robot-looking gentleman standing in the temple over there. He has a little attack by the name of Dispose that I assume has complete map coverage, because I don't think I ever found a spot to stand where he couldn't hit me with it. Maybe I'm trying to teleport to the other side of that mountain. I'm going for the Hail Mary teleport. Son, look at that. It paid off. And it does a shitload of damage, like 200 and something. So, and it can't be blade grasped. So, unfortunately, we're going to have to go with a Ramza with cheese battle here, which is where you just make Ramza a squire, you throw the Excalibur on him, and you scream at him. You get him to scream at himself until he's so quick and so strong you can't do nothing to him. That's Dispose right there, which, if I remember to edit in the death montage, you've actually seen a couple of times. So we just have to hope the enemy's attacks, you know, there's a couple of them that are less than 150. Like you saw one of those birds when he feather bombs does like 75. But I did give Ramza the item command so that he could heal himself, because Ramza heals those who heal themselves. Don't tell Delida that. I would never heal Delida, because he's a punk bitch. Oh yeah, they have a melee attack called Scratch Up, which is actually more dangerous than Feather Bomb, and can be Blade Grasp, but then you lose your auto potion there. Whew. There's too many tactics in this Final Fantasy. I didn't go into this game expecting tactics. I'm going to take it back to Square Enix. And the head of Square Enix, Yamaguchi Sugoi, is going to be like, but it right here, the English word of tactics. Like, yeah, maybe you don't know what that word means. He's like, no, I know. I speak fluid English. Just because you give me a racist accent in your anecdote doesn't mean I don't know English. I'm like, damn. Yamaguchi Sugoi fucking did his homework. Never mind. Plus, why would I want to get my money back from Final Fantasy Tactics? It's one of the best games on the PlayStation. Since this is boring and I'm just being pecked to death by birds while screaming at myself like an Alfred Hitchcock movie, I'll just tell you some little anecdotes about Final Fantasy Tactics. I got this game. I was a wee lad. Well, no, I wasn't. I was a teenager. I was a wee teenager? I wasn't even that. I was a big motherfucker. Regardless, this game came out in what? 98, 97? Tell you what, I'll stall for time while I look it up on my phone. So how about them Bears? Did y'all catch that big game last night? Which the Bears weren't in. My bad. Let's see. Final Fantasy Tactics release date. Yeah, give it to me. Wikipedia, you slut. January 28th, 1998 was when it came out in North America. Cool. So it was right after Final Fantasy VII, and I had a Sony PlayStation, and I loved Final Fantasy VII. I mean, it's not the best Final Fantasy, but it ain't bad. This damn beat might be gooder, but what can be? Regardless, I bought this game and confused the shit out of me. I think in the very first episode of Ramza Must Die, which is from what, fucking 2011, I talk about how I actually brute forced the first fight with just Ramza and Delida because I was too stupid to realize you could put other people in your party. Anyway, I like this game. I didn't understand a lot. I actually renamed Ramza Larry in my first playthrough because I was like, Ramza, what kind of fucking name is that? How'd he get through Ellis Island with that shit? Apparently that was my voice when I was a teenager. 98, I would have been 14 years old, son. I was a spry young lad. But regardless, I played this game. I remember playing through it. It took me forever because I didn't know about blade grasps or nothing, son. I tried to play the game correctly. And until you get Thunder God Sid, son, it's an uphill battle. Once you get Thunder God Sid, he puts Ramza on his back, son. Anyway, but I do remember I had an original release of this game, Black Label, son. People love them Black Label PlayStation games. They're so fucking sexy. Them greatest hits green releases, son. Nothing makes my dick limper than a green label on a video game. That's why I don't buy Xbox games. But anyway, so I had this game. And sometime later, a friend of mine offered me a trade. See, apparently, this friend of mine had the internet, so he knew things. He knew when Final Fantasy Tactics first came out, it wasn't super popular. And so it kind of became rare. I mean, not like super rare, but I mean, you couldn't just walk into your corner store there and be like, son, I need one of them industrial cans of baked beans and some flour. And give me one of them there Final Fantasy Tactics there. I'm a big fan of that there. One with the feller got big sword. I imagine this is the same thing. Anyway, he offered me a trade. He said he wanted my copy of Final Fantasy Tactics, and I was like, oh. But he offered me, it seemed like a good deal, and it may have been. Leave a comment if you think it was a good deal. But He traded me his copy of Final Fantasy Chronicles, which is the PlayStation release of Final Fantasy IV and Chrono Trigger, which I already had. No, was it Chronicles or was it Anthology? I think it was Anthology, which was the PlayStation release of Final Fantasy V and VI. And the reason that seemed such a good idea at the time was I didn't have the internet or a home computer, if you can imagine a time period where that existed. And so I had never played Final Fantasy V. Now, I had Final Fantasy III for the Super Nintendo, and I knew it just enough to know that that was Final Fantasy VI. And plus, the PlayStation version of that game is dildos. You fucking get in a battle, and you tell Edgar to use his auto crossbow, and it's like... That's the sound of the bolts coming out of his auto crossbow. But when you do it on the Super Nintendo version, he's like, and he can't fucking stop, and he's just screaming, and the auto crossbow flies out of his hands and starts rolling down the stairs like goddamn End of True Lies. I really should put a comparison footage on the screen here. God, so much editing. I didn't get into making YouTube videos for editing. Regardless, he offered me that and his copy of Chrono Cross, which is the sequel to Chrono Trigger, which, you might not know this, is objectively one of the best games ever made. And I was like, the sequel to Chrono Trigger? My God, my voice got even more high-pitched somehow than it was previously. And apparently I was Mickey Mouse. I was like, gosh, I sure would like to play that Chrono Cross. Huh? Come on, Pluto, let's go play Chrono Cross. And then I'll have a big key and yellow shoes and fight the Heartless. Huh? Apparently I knew about Kingdom Hearts well in advance. Regardless, I took him up on that trade. And it was like years later, or a year later, I kind of regretted it. Because I was like, man, I want to play Final Fantasy Tactics. I was just laying in my floor with a copy of Final Fantasy V and Final Fantasy VI and Chrono Cross, which is 2 discs, all laying on top of me, just sobbing. Because turns out Chrono Cross is, this might be controversial to say, not as good as Chrono Trigger. They, something happened. They were making a sequel to Chrono Trigger, and like there was a gas leak in the building or something, because they went fucking crazy. And Final Fantasy VI on the PlayStation, unplayable, even though it has a hidden Squall Lionheart sprite in it on the file select screen. Is that interesting? Maybe. Yeah, it's just the load times. Why does a Super Nintendo game ported to the PlayStation have shitty load times? The entire fucking game could be loaded in a PlayStation's RAM. Oh, Jesus. I wish I knew how to code PS1 games and had a time machine and knew Japanese. I'd fucking set that right. Final Fantasy V, though, was fun. I mean, it has shitty load times, too, but I never experienced it. The main character's name is Butts. Well, it's actually Bartzu. But if you actually go and find old Super Nintendo translations, they've named him Butts. It's fucking hilarious. Got a job system. You get a character and you can make her a white mage, and her white mage hood has little cat ears. It's adorable. That's Final Fantasy V. The final boss is a tree. You can't make this shit up. Anyway, I made that trade with him. It wasn't until sometime later that I found out that Final Fantasy Tactics is probably worth, the original was probably worth more than those 2 games. But, you know, you live and learn. The happy ending, though, I got Final Fantasy Tactics again, obviously. I'm playing it right here. This isn't an ISO. Although I am playing it on a PlayStation 3 because it records better than my PS1. Because my PS1's got to be hooked up with composite cables. don't know why I said it like that. Oh, this was the point where I realized I didn't have to kill all the enemies. I only had to kill Worker 7. So I went aboard him like a pot of neck bone. Anyway, long story short, they re-released Final Fantasy Tactics, Green Label, Greatest Hits. I went in a Target and I bought a copy of it for like $15 or $20. There you go. I have Final Fantasy Tactics again, even though the box is ugly. Also, the disc. The original release disc is white, like all Final Fantasy games are. Like all proper Final Fantasies is white with the text on it, and the re-released one is just silver. Just looks cheaper. I thought the fight was about to end. I forgot Worker 7 pulls this bullshit and you have to kill him twice. But it's okay. Ramza screamed up good and ready. Son. Can't do nothing to him. So there you go. This is a boring robot fight. I managed to make it entertaining with a little story. So, there you go. I feel good about myself. Luckily, the next fight's Cloud Strife, and I actually recorded that in real time, so look forward to it. It's part of this episode. So kids, tell me, do you like crossovers in your Final Fantasy? So, this game came out right after Final Fantasy VII, so of course, Cloud Strife was the shit. Ladies wanted him and boys wanted to cosplay as him. So, of course he would be in the game as a reference. Why didn't Bladegrass catch that rock? It's very odd. I wonder if he has concentrate or something weird like that. Anyway, we have to save Cloud. He got his amnesiac ass in trouble by White Knighting, some heiress-looking bitch. He's got his own little special limit skill because he's a soldier. Spoilers, he's not. Fucking Zack Fair was, but I'm not gonna get into that shit. But he doesn't have a weapon, so he can't actually use his abilities. And actually, he can only use his abilities with one sword in the entire game, which is hidden on top of a volcano. So he's kind of a shitty character. Anyway, regardless of all that, I deplore violence in all its forms, so I gave Ramza a talk skill, because we're going to try to talk our way out of this situation. Son, where's my invitation? Somebody going to join my team. 32. Ramza, you need to work on how to talk to people. Alright. First of all, let's teleport to the roof of this house. You'd think they'd be amazed just by that. A bunch of bumpkin thieves in a town. They'd be like, he's some kind of witch. Alright. Hey, how about you join my team there? It ain't bad. Look at that. I invited shit out of that motherfucker. Walter. Son. He's like, I'm the one who throws stones. Back in the... Oh, what do you got to say? Burning Anger Rising. Burst. Wave Fist. Beautiful. They tend to ignore Cloud, but I guess I should have moved closer over there. I forgot that I have to keep that motherfucker alive. What do you got to say for yourself? Yeah, I bet it does. Ramza's like, don't worry. We'll be able to expand on your character in all kinds of sequels that nobody... Well, people said they wanted them, but they just made your game worse. I like how that's my voice for Ramza all of a sudden. I kind of like the ambiguous nature of Final Fantasy VII's ending. He's Michael Caine. He's like, well, Master Wayne, originally Final Fantasy VII ended and you didn't know what happened when the meteor hitting the Holy came out the ground. You saw it's 500 years later and Midgar's grown over. Red 13 with his little kids there watching. Did the Holy kill all the humans? You don't know. But then, Master Wayne, some men want to watch the beloved Final Fantasy franchises burn. And so they made Advent children, Mr. Wayne. I promised your parents I would protect the integrity of Cloud Strife's character, and I haven't. He was so emo, Master Wayne, for no reason. He wasn't like that in Final Fantasy VII. Okay, I have to stop. I'm getting into this shit. Alright, what are we going to do now? We're going to talk. Mimic Daravan. Word skill used to put enemies to sleep with boring stories. I never get tired of it. It has one of the best quotes in the game. Please, Ramza, you have to say it. God damn it. Hey, how's it about... They were listening to my Michael Caine impression and one of them fell asleep. Boring story, you're sleepy. There it was. Oh, who did I get on my team, by the way? That's right, his name was Walter. I went on a big fucking tan. He has an axe. God, why did I invite him? Alright, we're going to teleport to this rooftop. Shisha! By the way, teleport, very high chance of failing when your movement radius is very low. Wait, Fist! Look, you can't even kill your own teammates. Kaplan. The Chaplain. Why couldn't they just give Cloud a sword? Why did he appear... It's kind of implied, the little cutscene where Cloud appears in Mustadio's house. He says something about the stream, so it's kind of implied this could take place in the part of Final Fantasy VII where Cloud is like comatose in a wheelchair and he falls into the live stream in Medell when Ultima Weapon bursts out the ground. And I guess it's supposed to imply that he somehow got transported here. But
Why doesn't he have a Buster Sword? He's wearing like a thief hat and a black costume. None of that shit's canon. Man, the War of the Lions version of this game, they couldn't stop adding motherfucking characters to the game. I'm telling you, they went crazy. By that I mean they put Balthier and I think the little kid from Tactics Advance 2 in it, but still. Alright, what are we going to do? We could insult somebody so they get quite angry. No, we can't. We can't reach them. We can't mimic Darabon. We can't do nothing. Well, we can do something. I thought maybe, you know, if our words failed us, then summoning unholy beings from another realm might get the point across. Could summon the Golem. It would make all my teammates... Oh, does it only affect Ramza? Does it not affect Cloud and Walter? Isn't that sad? Who we gonna summon? Bahamut, King of Dragons. Everyone gets a turn, though. I could summon a Moogle. Heal shit out of some people. Tell you what. Who we want? Rama? Some of that fire. Firebrand. There we go. Hit a whole fucking mess of them. Ifrit's gonna appear and kill Weeksberry. Cloud, my god, you're useless. Master of Creation, impart thy help. Rama. Oh, I meant to summon Ifrit. Oh well, Rama's fun. Also, is he the master of all creation? Rams is so fucking pleased with himself. Well, Kaplan, what are you going to do? A little chakra? A potion! What kind of monk doesn't know chakra? Kaplan, my god, you're a disgrace. Walter ain't going to put up with it. He'll hit you in the back of the head with an axe. Wasn't there a Dreyfus in a previous fight? You'd almost think the names are randomly generated. Walter's going to give it to you, son. Walter, my god, you're worthless. Why did I ever invite you? What you got to say for yourself? That he's my #1 enemy. He's just throwing rocks. I can't do shit about it. Okay. I think we need to discuss these things, gentlemen. These issues that plague us. Huh? It's weird that talk skill has such a short range. It's like, I guess they can't hear you properly. Mimic Darabon. Son, boring story? You're sleepy. Son. Fucking comatose. I never get tired of that. I'll have to post that on the Final Fantasy Tactics quote Twitter page that I showed you. That motherfucker's a goddamn dragoon. I never saw it coming. I know he didn't have a spear equipped though, and jump doesn't do any bonus damage if you don't have a spear equipped. He's just gonna keep himself alive with an IV of potion trickling 30 HP into his ass every hour. He's got some jump to him. Go ahead, fall on my head. I don't give a shit. Look, Blade Grasp. I caught him out of the air. It was too easy. Walter, you're MVP this battle. He was so angry. I love the delay and counter tackle because you could just imagine the indignity. They're like, well, I never. Hey, with a rock. Again. That's it. You cried. I was playing nice, but I'm going to summon the shit out of something. Kaplan and Dreyfus get turns. So if I were to put this right here, they could just move out of the way. It's so hard to be a summoner. Salamander, nobody remembers. That's not a Final Fantasy thing. Shut up. Let's talk to people. I'm going to invite somebody else to my team. How you doing? Hey, I'm the main character, so you should join my team, because if you don't, you're just going to die. I'm not a good negotiator. Dreyfus is like, I've heard them words before. I'm like, really? Somebody else claimed to be the main character? What the hell? It's like a little blonde-headed boy named Marsh. He wanted his brother to go back to the real world and be crippled in a wheelchair. And Ramza's like, he doesn't sound like the main character. He sounds like an asshole. Oh, God, you can't blade grasp wave. Okay, Kaplan, you just moved to the top of my most wanted list. As in the most wanted to kill. No! He's going to cast spells at Cloud. What is he doing? I have to know what he's fucking doing. He knows summon magic. Fuck. I gotta do something about him now. He's pissing me off. We're gonna go for the Hail Mary, son. Ah! Fucking Hail Marys never work. God damn it. Should we Moogle ourselves up and get a little bit of HP restoration? We can hit Walter at the same time, can't we? No, we can't for some reason. Whatever. Who you summoning? Oh, he's just summoning a Moogle to heal himself. Moogle! How's that the only Moogle in Final Fantasy Tactics? And you heal Cloud. Oh, that's Walter. No, I had it backwards. Is it? Why would he heal Cloud and himself if he... I'm so confused. The plot line of this battle. You know, I could have just come in here as a calculator or a ninja and just cut everybody to death, but I thought y'all wanted some entertainment. That's why I'm doing all this ridiculous nonsense. He knows all of my weaknesses. Everything he does gets through all of my techniques. Alright, Cloud, what are you doing? You gonna go there and hug your new best friend? He's like, I'm not yet strong enough. I'm like, no, that's Advent Children, Cloud. That shouldn't be your canon character. God damn, if that's his canon character in fucking the remake. Final Fantasy VII Remake. If they go with Emo Cloud, I'm gonna be so fucking angry. Cloud, like, he starts the game, he's cocky. He thinks he's tough shit. Alright. Should I just hit these motherfuckers to death from a wizard rod? No. Alright. I should be able to hit somebody with Ifrit. Yeah, Kaplan. You're the main one I want to hit with this shit. I'm gonna wait right here so my boy can Moogle me up. Or Magri, as the item thing says. Because I don't know who translated this game. Some fucking poor intern. It was an intern. He didn't speak Japanese or English. He spoke Chinese. And they put him in a room with an English dictionary and a Japanese dictionary. And he had to try to translate it across. God damn. Alright. I should be alright if this summon kills Kaplan, and it should. Come on, Ifrit. You can do it. Put a little power to it. Ifrit is ripped. My favorite version of Ifrit, now that you ask inadvertently, probably Final Fantasy VIII's Ifrit, because he looks like some kind of dog monster. And if you're going to have a summon monster in your video game, it might as well look like a dog monster. I'm just saying, that's just common sense. Okay, should we try talk skill again? Invitation. Invitation. No. No, no. No invitation. You know, I am going to summon the Golem. I'm starting to get hit with shit, and I don't like it. What you got for me, fat loot-wise? A defense armlet? That's fucking worthless. Lucky me. Well, alright, Walter, put Fear God in it. With your shitty axe that does random damage. Axes are so terrible. Oh, don't make me unleash the Golem. He's like, hey, the precious, my ring, etc. Like, it's the wrong Golem. Fucking hate pop culture references. They're like, really? You hate pop culture references? I'm like, well, popular ones. You're trying to steal my helmet. What an unbelievable asshole. That thief has slept through this whole fucking fight. Just how boring a story did I tell? Oh, look, throw stone. Where was my Golem? I summoned the Golem is supposed to protect you from fucking damage, like a certain amount. Apparently, throw stone's the most powerful ability in the game. Alright, that motherfucker's gotta go down. I had enough of his bullshit. Hey, we're gonna put Bahamut directly on you so you can't escape it. And then any of your friends that happen to be standing near you are gonna have a bad fucking day. You're about to become a social pariah. You can be like, hey guys, you want to hang out this weekend? You're like, I don't know, man. It's like, come on, we'll go to the bowling alley and get pizza. Yay, everybody likes pizza. It's like, dude, seriously, we can't hang out with you. And he's like, but why? They're like, because there's a fucking king of dragons coming to kill your ass. Alright, you're a marked man. You fucked around with the wrong crowd and pissed off the king of dragons, so we can't have nothing to do with you. Did he knock his thief friend away so that Bahamut wouldn't hit him? Because if you did, that motherfucker has jump too. Everyone's a dragoon. See, I talked about how cool dragoons are and how they're the best class in Final Fantasy. And now all of a sudden, it's all you see. Well, he got Golem. Well, you landed just in time for Mr. Bahamut to introduce himself. This is my friend Bahamut. He's a stone cold motherfucker. God damn. The PlayStation 1 emulation on this PlayStation 3 can't handle the graphics. That's a rock solid 8 FPS right there. Deader than a fucking conch. I have 13 MP left and I don't give a shit. I'm gonna talk to you. What are we gonna do? Death sentence? Yes. What is Ramza saying? He's like, everyone dies, especially you. Mm-hmm. Death's gonna get you. You can't escape. Oh no, you jumped up in the air, but that's okay. When you land, I'm just gonna be right here to say it again. Hey, I caught you. You're like a little baby boy I threw up in the air playing with him. Hey, remember what I was saying a minute ago? About you gonna be dying? Well, I just want to tell you that it's still on track. Oh, but that's alright. You got a little bit of time left. Why don't you spend it with your family? He's like, I ain't got no family. He's like, oh my. That's a shame. My teleport failed. That poor motherfucker. Yeah, you can't out-jump death. Death lives in the clouds as well. I'm getting that crystal. Oh. Oh. Cloud. No, I was going to get that crystal. You motherfucker, you are dead to me. You hear me? You are dead to me, sir. I'll no longer tolerate this nonsense. I need to use some of my talk skill on him. I could threaten the shit out of him. Be like, listen here, motherfucker. I'm Ramza Beoulve. And those crystals belong to me. I'm the main character. I get all the crystals. He's like, but I thought you were supposed to die. Ramza's like, I die when I want, which is at the end of the game. Although that's up to fan speculation. Spoilers. Yeah, you can't escape. I'm gonna talk you down. Oh, the thief died of sadness. Spoilers, this conversation they're having about sending Cloud back never happens in the game. So, pure fan fiction.